This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.
Power on. Power on.
It's time to take your place on the starting grid and get ready for Racer Radio. Your host, Dave Stahl, about to take you for a white-knuckled lap around the motorsports industry, covering everything from top-notch national drivers and crew chiefs right down to your local kid racers and racetracks. Watch for the apex, because here comes Racer Radio with Dave Stahl.
All right, folks. Hey, welcome to Racer Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
All right, welcome. All right, hey, we got AJ Bender on the line. AJ, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while.
Yeah, doing good. I haven't talked to you in a while.
What's up? Flat track?
You
really?
sound happy.
What's up?
Yeah, I got bored. I was waiting for all the racing to start up, and there was a bike sitting in my buddy's house, and he was like, dude, go for it. So
You are kidding. You'd never been on one before?
I've been on like the little like TTR 125. You know, there's like this little school that I'm an instructor for, and they teach flat track. But I've never been on a 450. I've never been on a 450 motorcycle. Period.
Oh, a 450. Boy, that had to be fun, huh?
Oh man, I was just talking to my buddy on the phone a second ago, and I was like, dude, I was scared to hit all the practices. I was scared to hit the throttle. It kept pushing me back in my seat. I was like, man, I wasn't ready for the power, that's for sure.
Well, you came in third, so something must have worked.
Yeah, I was definitely every time I got on the track, I definitely felt more comfortable.
Sure.
You know, like how you gotta ride those things. You gotta slide them in, and you gotta sit on top of them, and get the rear end stepped out, which I'm used to that in a car. Just little different aspect in a bike.
Yes, there's nothing around you if you decide to come all the way around.
You can hear the smile on his face.
Oh, I know. So does that? So does that mean you're going to have to make more room in the garage?
It doesn't take up much room, Dave.
Yeah, I think luckily for me, it was my buddy's bike, and he's got plenty of bikes, and he's just like, anytime you want to ride it.
Perfect.
So, he's pretty much my bike owner.
Don't you hate it when somebody says that to you?
Oh yeah, I mean I was about as unprepared as possible. I don't even have motorcycle gear. I didn't have you gotta wear a metal shoe, and I didn't have a truck. So my buddy Jake, I used his truck, I used his gear, I used his boots, his helmet, his bike.
I'm sure fourth place is feeling really good about now.
No, he was in third.
No, because fourth place is like, and he didn't know what he was doing.
Well, yeah, there's something to be said for that.
Which track were you at? Did I miss that?
Paris Raceway, which is like a couple miles from the Auto Speedway.
Oh my gosh, they're open in
So they're open and the Speedway's not. Man.
Yeah, right. That has to do something with the fairgrounds, I would assume.
Really? Yeah, think. So, golly. So let me ask you this. You think maybe you might start flat tracking as well as lightning sprinting it and all the others?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've been so bored sitting. I've never spent so many weekends at home. You know, during this whole COVID thing, I was finding any excuse to go to a racetrack, and if it's bikes, it's bikes. If it's
at this
I'll
point,
go go-kart if someone lets me.
yeah. At this point, who cares, right? We don't care.
If there's dirt and speed, you say yes.
Yeah.
Well,
my buddy texted me. I was like, he was asking how it was. I was like, oh, you know me, I just like going in circles, so it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, you should talk. Yeah, don't seem too excited. He'll charge you for it.
I know, right?
I know. You know, because that enthusiasm really can get out of hand. So you really must have been bored. I mean, you threw a wing on your 410 sprint car and raced in Northern Cal.
Yeah, like I said, we were just looking for any reason to go racing, anything we could race, and obviously all we got is a 410, and they weren't doing any non-wing stuff. And a good friend of ours, Tony Everhart, he has the whole setup for the wing stuff, and he's like, hey, just come on down, grab the wings and a 50-inch axle, and put it in there and go racing. And we did that. That was experience. People always ask me about that now, and I'm like, man, that was nothing like I have ever driven. Those cars are so fast.
Is that another first?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we did one practice at Paris. We probably got like 20, 25 laps, and then we went right to the King of the West, which are like the best guys in California that do it. And we made the main. That was the goal.
Well, there you go.
We didn't put a very good show on, but we made the main.
Well, but how cool is
He
that?
sounds like our in-studio guest. Surround yourself with the right people and then
go.
say yes.
Yeah, and no is not in your vocabulary, right? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. We're open for it, and honestly, I was telling my dad I was loving the wing stuff. The wing stuff is really cool. I hope we do a little bit more of that in the future, but non-wing's definitely home.
Yeah, but didn't what did you see the difference between a wing and a non-wing?
Oh, just how you drive the car. I feel like the wing's kind of a little more forgiving. Like if I kind of get in a bad space, I'm able to save it a lot easier. And
Right.
obviously just getting comfortable with the speed because you're going so much faster. The tires you got so much more traction, Your car's going to go where you point it. And just in a sense, it makes it easier. But in another sense, it's a whole different type of driving. Like I would never drive a wing car like I would drive a non-wing car. And
if you wanted to end up over the K-rail, you would.
Yeah, I think the first practice when we went to Hanford and practice, I was just throwing the thing in there and backing it in so hard. And I don't know how many people came up to me and were like, dude, you're not in a non-wing car. You can drive it in straight. I was like, I know, but it's just such a habit to drive in hard and whip the thing in there, and just trying to break those little habits that I've learned.
Yeah, well, at least you're doing it at practice, not doing it in the race.
Yeah, I think I pulled it together a little better for the heat races and the mains and stuff.
So that is I am so impressed that you went flat track or speedway or flat track racing, because that is such an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, I was the guy who I was bike. His name is Jake Gagne, and I was riding. He called me right before I was talking to you, and he's like, "Dude, so was your heart rate pretty maxed out?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that thing was so." I was probably I could feel my heart through the chest just sitting at the line because I do those standing still starts,
Yeah.
And I was like, once I got moving, I was fine, but I don't even know. I was probably had a biggest grin ear to ear and a little bit of scaring the crap out of myself. And
Yeah.
a little bit of, this is crazy fun.
Because how many bikes went into the first turn?
Oh, I think that race we had like 8 or 9 start, but I mean it's a whole different thing, when you can just hear all. I mean, in a race car, I get earplugs. I don't hear much, but when you hear when you hear 450s just ringing out next to you.
And you
You're
have
like,
a
"Oh, crap."
cage, too.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about the whole cage in
Yeah,
your
there
car
is
and
that
the
safety
5-point
feature
restraints.
that comes with it.
Yeah, I think that was my wife's big concern. She
I
was
bet.
like, I don't know if I like watching you without seatbelts.
Yeah, well, because let's face it. I mean, you're out of control on a flat track
His
motorcycle.
wife's probably listening.
Oh, yeah.
Shh,
No, you
don't
are hanging on by the skin of your teeth.
Stop scaring her.
Oh yeah, half the time you're like hanging off the side of the bike, or you're trying to lean back to get traction, and the bike's never straight. You're always sideways, and you're always spinning the tire, and it's just like I said, it took a while to get comfortable, and then once I started to feel it, I started getting a little better, and I pulled in the pits, and she's like, I don't know if I like this.
Don't blame her.
It's getting faster, and I'm getting nervous.
So I guess the next time I bring you down to San Diego to KUSI, what are you going to
gonna
bring? I mean, are you going to bring it all?
We can bring it all, yeah. I'm sure Jake wouldn't mind letting me bringing that thing over.
Heck no, I'd love to have you down, because right now with COVID, I can't do car shows. I can't do anything big. Like I just had our guest who's with us today, Peter Starr, who wrote a book called Taking It to the Limits, which is all about the 1970s motocross guys, speedway racers, flat track racers. It's a great book if you like reading. So I had him in today, and I don't know if you've ever heard of Marty Smith.
I heard the name.
Yeah, well, he just passed away, him and his wife, recently, and he's in his book, and we brought one of his replica 250 Elsinore bikes down, which was absolutely beautiful. So I'm more than happy to bring you and the wife and bring the truck down, and we'll put it on a patio, and you can talk all about, gush all over your sponsors, which I'm going to ask you now. So you didn't really have a sponsor for the motorcycle because you were wearing everybody else's stuff.
Yeah, I guess my sponsor would have been Jake Gagne Racing.
Yeah, I guess it was. What about the 410? Who and the wing? Who sponsored you there? The guy that gave you the wing.
Yeah, Tony Everhart. That was fully Tony, and it was a bummer because we just got this brand new race car and a brand new motor right before the season started, and we were so pumped to go showcase it, and never thought our first race would be with a wing on. That's for sure.
Yeah, really. So, are you going to go back wing racing?
I mean, if it's the next race that comes up.
Exactly. If it's open and ready, he'll say yes. I'm catching on to that.
So let me guess. You didn't give the wing back.
No, it's still sitting in our trailer.
No.
It's still sitting there where, he'll have to call us and we'll give it back.
I know. Hey, is that wing on that car, is that adjustable? Can you adjust it while you're driving? Or is it fixed?
So ours is fixed just because we didn't go that far and to buy, but you can buy a wing slider for them, but we just didn't. And
that's just what you need, something else to do in the car, right?
Yeah, we can already adjust our shocks and turn the wheel and add one more thing to it, right?
Sure, why not? Remember, no's not in your vocabulary. Well, AJ, it's always a thrill to talk to you, and the offer for KUSI is always open. I would love to get you and your lovely wife down, bring the rig. Maybe if you ever come and race at Verona, I don't know if you ever come down here much, but if you do, let me know ahead of time, and I'll definitely get you on TV.
Yeah, I might be there this weekend, actually. I think I'm going to drive a lightning sprint.
Oh, well, we're going to all be out there. It's too early for TV, but, I'm going to do better than you. I'm going Wednesday to drive to Sonoma to the track up there and drive the new 2020 Ford Shelby 500 Mustang on the track. So.
Oh, wow, I'm jealous. That'll be fun.
I figured you would be, but that's the only way I could make you feel jealous, because I couldn't think of nothing else because you've done way better than I have. But we will definitely come out to the pits and come by and say hi.
What number do you run?
Yeah, what's your number?
I believe I'm not sure yet because there's a couple cars that I could possibly drive, and so it might be either a green 29 or it's going to be a white and red number 41.
I got a feeling I'll find you because I'll just go to the pits and talk to Salazar's and find out where you're driving. All right, buddy. Always good talking to you. Maybe we'll have you call in next Sunday and give us a fill-in on how it went at Verona.
Right on, will do.
All right, buddy. You take care. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Yeah, you too. Have a good one.
All right, man.
Bye.
All right, folks. This is FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The Answer.
This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl. 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 Sponsored by Dave